Carry-out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Excludes specialty pizzas. Prices for participation.
Well, in the bottom of the first inning, Jordan Montgomery struck out Evan Gattis, and that was Jordan's first strikeout of the game. As Martis gets ready to deal, and Roman swings and misses. Anyway, that was Jordan's first strikeout of the game. And Winthrop University Hospital reminds you they struck out cancer with their CyberKnife technology. Winthrop University Hospital, your health means everything. Bottom third up for the Yankees. And the 0-1 is outside. You know, Bird is out, and we don't know. He's been transferred to the 60-day, so he might be out all year for all you know. He's barely played. And Hicks is out. And the Yankees, and there's the 1-1. Caught on a miss. Who for years have been so left-handed, don't have enough left-hand hitters. Those two are out, and here the bottom third are up, and they're all right-hand hitters against this hard-throwing right-hander Francis Martis. Be a 1-2 to Roman. Breaking ball, strike three. Caught him looking. He had no idea it was going to be a breaking ball. He was really fooled. One away. Roman was at 244. 2 homers, 17 RBIs. Here's Chris Carter. He's at 209. 8 homers, 25 RBIs.
And here's the other thing about that. I'm looking at Austin Romine, and he's squinting because the sun is coming in from that window. And that plate area is bathed in sunlight. It is a very odd time to play, 6 o'clock here.
Pitch outside, not their fault.
No.
3 infielders on the left side, and 2 of them, Bregman and Correa, could just about shake hands on the left side. They've kind of closed up the shortstop hole. The pitch to Carter is swung on and hit on the ground to Altuve, who throws to first in time. It's a 4-3. Altuve was on the third base side of second, 2-way. And here is the Major League debut for Clint Frazier.
How do you think he feels right now? He was breathing so hard. his heart was pumping out of his chest. And he's going to slow the game down now. His girlfriend's here. His folks are here.
He's a right-hand hitter. I have no idea how he's going to hit in the major leagues. But I met Clint Frazier, the breaking balls outside, this winter, and the one thing I thought, the guy has muscles on his muscles. A sturdily built right-hand hitter. I'll give you his Scranton numbers in a moment. There's the 1-0. It's outside 2-0. At Scranton, Frazier hit .252 with 12 homers, 19 doubles, 2 triples, and 42 RBIs. Most of his hitting has been late. Pitch low outside, 3-0. And that's why he's up. They look really not at season numbers. What has he done lately? And Frazier really hasn't been improving at hitting for power. So here he is. And here is the 3-0. There's a strike on the inside corner, 3-1.
And he is the 6th 22-year-old to be up this week. Ronald Herrera, Tyler Wade, Andujar, Fowler, and then Andujar again, and now Frazier.
3-1. Strike inside corner, 3-2.
And he's here because Dustin Fowler, got hurt. But he has made a lot of strides. They sent him to AAA after spring training to work on a couple of things with his swing.
Now here comes the payoff. He struck him out swinging to end the inning. Now the Yanks go down 1-2-3 at the end of 2.5, no score. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Keep your barbecues going with Kingsford long-lasting.
Experience the power of being understood. Learn.
You can save. Pitch. There's a strike. Well, Susan, everyone has been out of shape about the home runs. I think it's a good thing. But Marisnik, a homer every 12 at-bats is great.
And, you talk about what have you done for me lately? Here's what's even better. 4 home runs and 9 RBIs in his last 11 games.
Pitch to Marisnik is grounded foul at home plate. And who's the other guy? Chirinos of Texas, who has a homer every 13 at-bats. And I mean to be nice about this, but Marisnik and Chirinos, it's not exactly, Joe DiMaggio and Rogers Hornsby.
Well, particularly Marisnick. I mean, Chirinos did hit home runs and can hit home runs, but Marisnick was never, as you said, he was a defensive replacement for a long time.
Funny. Anyway, he'll look at a 1-2 from Jordan, and the pitch is swung on. A fly ball to shallow right. It's going to be dropped in for a hit. Torreyes is on the ground. Frazier got the ball. It just went over the head or glove of Torreyes in no man's land. So give Marisnick a pop fly single.
Well, that pitch is almost on the ground when he goes down and gets it. That's not a bad pitch. That's a very good pitch.
No, breaking ball down.
And Torreyes just went over his glove, and then he slipped on the field. He had the ball in his hand, getting ready to throw it back. Doesn't make any difference. But he just missed it. If he's got another 2 inches, John, if he's 2 inches taller, he gets that ball.
Yeah, or longer arms, just off out of reach of the fingers of his glove. So 1 on and 1 out. That will bring up Springer for his second at bat. And there's a breaking ball. Missed it. I guess there's cloud cover because at the present time, at this point in time, there are no more shadows on the field. It makes it much easier to see.
To finish off that play, did you see what Torreyes did lying on the ground? He flipped the ball to Frazier in case Marisnick decided to run a second.
And he was thinking about it. Pitch is inside. He's very much in the ballgame. 2-0 on Springer. 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network. There's the 2-0 to Springer. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the third, no score. And the pitch is strike at the knees. I know this is an oversimplification, but you look at Montgomery. What he does is he's able to throw strikes in great spots. And that's basically what pitching is. Throwing your best pitches in great spots, which means not over the middle and not up. And he's able to do it. He has a few pitches, and he controls them. Here's the 2-1 to Springer. First to throw to first base. New York Yankees baseball is sponsored by your local Ford dealers. The Ford Summer Sales event is on at your local Ford store. You can get big savings on the exciting lineup of Ford vehicles. Go to buyfordnow.com. Here's the 2-1. Marisnick leads off first. And the breaking ball's in the dirt. It gets away, and on to second goes Marisnick. He'll run. So I guess they will call that a wild pitch.
Let's look at that. It bounced right on the plate and off of Romine's stomach. And I think it caught him there for a minute because it took him a second to get up, and they do call it a wild pitch. Marisnick, I was just going to say, Marisnick will run. He's got 5 stolen bases.
There'll be a 3-1, a damage pitch to a very damaging hitter, George Springer, who is standing up there with 24 home runs under his belt. Here is the 3-1 from Montgomery. Marisnick off second with 1 out. The pitch is a strike on the outside. Springer was headed to first.
I'll take a look at that again. And that was a strike.
Right on the corner.
Right below the letters. There's a strike.
On our monitor, obviously today we have Fox. They're doing the game on television. I want to get to this. I like it too. Here is the 3-2 to Springer. Swung on and driven to deep left field, and it is going to be a foul ball. I want you to know this. The home umpire, Marty Foster, went out there to look. This is right down the line, and he put his, just what I do. He put his hands up just over his eyes to try to shield the brightness of the windows so he could see where the ball is, and they ruled it just foul.
Do you know who else couldn't see where that was? The fans, because nobody was yelling one way or another. Usually you see people standing up, or you see or hear people screaming. They couldn't tell.
Now, one thing, in back of the high scoreboard wall where it went down the line, well, that's where the windows are. The windows go all the way to dead center. So no wonder.
Funny.
Now, here's the 3-2 to Springer. And he hits a high pop foul off first.
Springer, this last month of the season, is hitting over 360. A really good June, evidently.
Now here's Montgomery's 3-2. And the pitch is swung on and fouled back. So another 3-2 coming up. You know, they have all these right-hand hitters, and sometimes lefties don't want to throw a curveball because it comes in. But not Montgomery, because his curveball goes down. And that's where his strikeouts have been today.
Not easy to navigate this lineup, even if Marisnik isn't it. Some of the others are not. No McCann.
Well, they took their lefties out, put their righties in, and they have a lot of good players. Again, it'll be a 3-2. Marisnik off second. Pitch is grounded foul off third.
And for Houston, this is their 82nd game, so they've played 81, so they're in the second half. Yankees not that far yet. This is Yankees' 80th game, I guess.
Now the Astros have Marisnik off second with one out. It'll be, again, a 3-2 pitch coming to Springer. And the pitch is popped up to shallow right. Torreyes out, Frazier in. It's Torreyes for the catch. And they're a two-way. Boy, the ball is popped up in the outfield. Torreyes is there.
Anywhere. He's something to watch. He's fun to watch. Now that breaking pitch, it moved back over the middle of the plate.
Here's Altuve, who fly to center his first time. 2 outs, a runner at second. We're scoreless, bottom of the third. Now Montgomery deals, caught on him, missed on a breaking ball. Had a terrific curveball today. The baby Bombers could easily be dubbed tater tots because these kids mash the baseball like taters. Everyone loves home runs and everyone loves O'Rider tater tots, the original tater tots potatoes. There's the 0-1, a bouncer, and we'll count 1-1. Boston's already won, so the Yanks have to win to keep pace and stay a game in back of the Red Sox. Montgomery deals. The pitch is hit hard but foul outside of third. Another count 1-2 on Altuve.
It'll be an exciting series. That first weekend after the All-Star break, Yankees start in Boston Friday, Saturday, and 2 on Sunday. Don't forget that's a day-night doubleheader to make up for the game that was rained out in Boston early in the season.
Oh, I think it's going to be a great weekend. Old time. Yankees and Red Sox fighting for first. 4-game series at Fenway. 1-2 coming to Altuve. Marisnik still leading off second. Pitch is grounded foul off third. Here's the 1-2. Now Montgomery steps off.
Yeah, they just had a great graphic on Fox. You know why this team's in first place? The Astros. They lead the majors in home runs with 128. Also lead in strikeouts, 830. A lot of that is Keuchel and McCullers, I believe.
Now here's the 1-2. Montgomery deals. Another bouncer up there, 2-2. You know, it's always important. That's why the Yankees miss Holiday and Castro so much. It's always important to have a great hitter in back of a great hitter. So you could say, well, you got a runner at second. Here's a guy who does nothing but get base hits. Pitch around him. Well, then you have another terrific hitter up in Carlos Correa, and you have one more man on base. There'll be a 2-2 to Altuve, and the pitch hit on the ground is short. Indeed, he fields, throws out Altuve. Montgomery pitches out of trouble. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Now at the end of 3, no score on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Take on summer right with Ford. A Meshel summer lease deals across the full lineup.
A little weed.
Well, now we go to the top of the 4th inning. We are scoreless. Not only the Yankees scoreless, they don't have a hit. Gardner had walked to begin the game, but he was erased in a double play. Hit into by Ellsbury, and the Yankees have had no one on base. So Francis Martis is pitching a terrific game, at least at the beginning, and deals to Gardner. And the pitch sails outside, 1-0.
Scoreboard Update is brought to you by New York Presbyterian. Amazing things are happening here. As John was saying before, Boston's already won. They beat Toronto 7-1 this afternoon. They're in Toronto. Detroit beat Cleveland 7-4.
There's a strike.
Just started because of the rain in Detroit. Detroit leading Cleveland 1-0. Texas over the White Sox 10-4 with 4 runs in the top of the 8th. Cole Hamels had a bounce back game for the victory.
Here's the right hand is 1-1. Swung on and grounded to second. Altuve fields and throws out Gardner, 1 away.
Other American League East games, Tampa Bay beat Baltimore 10-3. And in the National League, we'll give you the Mets score. They're in a rain delay. They are in the top of the 8th, and the Mets lead Phillies 7-6.
Now 1 away. Here's Ellsbury, who grounded into a 4.63 DP his first time. Ellsbury swings and misses, strike 1. Gary Sanchez on deck in back of Ellsbury, who looks at the 0-1 and fouls it off behind the plate. 0-2.
You know, look at what Martis is doing. Last time out, he only went 2 innings. Threw 63 pitches in 2 innings, walked 4.
And with 2 strikes on Ellsbury, they put the shift on. And the pitch low. I think, if I can guess, they put the shift on because they figure the hitter will take his normal stroke. You know, he won't try to do something odd with 2 strikes on him. You know, he has to make contact. I guess that's the reason. The pitch is swung on and hit in the air. Foul down the right field line. Hit it hard, but foul. Yankees haven't hit many balls hard. Torreyes hit a line drive to Bregman. That's about it. Now, once again, it'll be a 1-2 to Ellsbury. A scoreless top of the 4th. 1 out, no one on. And the 1-2. Line to left field is a base hit. The shift cost him. Ellsbury, an inside-out swing, handled it, and he hit a line drive where the shortstop would be, but there was no shortstop. So the Yankees finally get a hit. That's their first hit, and that will bring up Sanchez.
You know, you can see with Martez, I told you at the beginning, I was told that he idolizes Johnny Cueto, and he's got that little twist of the top of the body as he's winding up, like Cueto.
And here's Gary Sanchez. And the right-hander deals, breaking ball low. And the Cubs played the Giants in the NL Division Series last year, and they were up 2-1, but they were losing in San Francisco in Game 4, and then the fifth game would be back at Wrigley since they finished in first place. Well, here's the 1-0 to Sanchez. He takes a strike. And Joe Madden said when the Giants were up all game long against the Cubs in Game 4, he said, all I can think of was that we're going to have to face Cueto in Game 5, and we never hit Cueto. Now here's the 1-1 to Gary. Had a throw to first. And Theo Epstein said, not only were we going to have to face Cueto, but the next pitcher in would be Bumgarner. But they won the game. I mean, they rallied for, 3 or 4 runs in the ninth inning against the Giant bullpen. And they went on their way. But anyway, that's how close they felt they were coming to a big problem. Pitch to Sanchez is foul back. 1-2.
You know, I was looking because Mr. Martez is a big boy. And he's 6 feet tall. And he weighs 250 pounds.
Yeah, he's very stocky. But that's a lot. 250 pounds on 6 feet. But you wouldn't call him fat. He just looks
stocky.
Yeah.
Husky.
Fullback linebacker size. Now here's the 1-2 to Sanchez. Ellsbury leads off first, and Martez steps off.
Martez, 21 years old. You know, I was looking at his record in AAA. He had a losing season.
Pitch. Swung on, a high fly foul. Down the left field line. Down the left field line is 315. The scoreboard, well, I checked on it. I said 20 feet. It's 19 feet. It's very chummy. It looks like it's right in back of shortstop. It's kind of a Fenway-esque scoreboard wall. And above it are the seats on Crawford Street or Avenue, and they're called the Crawford boxes. And for right-handed is what an intriguing area that is. There's the 1-2. Struck him out swing on a breaking ball away, and so there are 2 down. Then come the 3 archways, which are at 362. Off the screens of the archways, which is where the Yankee bullpen is, it's 362 and in play, and above it, it's a home run if you get to the standing room. Very odd, very different, I think very attractive, very nook and cranny. Then the fence goes down to about 8 feet, I guess, and it's 404 to deep left center, 409 to dead center, 373 to the Astros bullpen in right center. Pitch to Didi is cut on him. Missed on 326 down the right field line. The top of the 4th inning brought to you by Domino's Pizza. And the pizza with the best toppings, Domino's, the official pizza of the Yankees radio network.
Yeah, I think this is a great park. Beautiful park.
Now here's the 0-1 to Didi. And he fouls it away. So the count is 0-2.
And if you're just turning on a set and listening to us and wonder what everybody is wearing, these things they're wearing, they're 4th of July weekend uniforms, and the socks are getting me. I can't get over the socks. They're both different. One leg is navy blue with little stars on it, and the other is a red and white, like a barber pole, or like Dr. Seuss stripes. And I guess it's supposed to be a flag when you put them together. not my taste.
Now, you know why we don't like it? Because the Yankee uniform is so traditional. The home uniform and the road grays. I mean, they are walking tradition from the 1920s anyway. Ellsbury is the base runner at first. It'll be an 0-2 to Didi. And he fouls at third base side out of play.
Well, I also don't like it because I'm such a Virgo, and I don't like things that don't match. They got one sock that looks like the Dr. Seuss character, you know, the Cat in the Hat with the red and white stripes, and the other is blue. It looks like somebody has a mix-match pair of socks on.
It looks like someone got up in the morning to dress and is colorblind.
Right, and didn't know he's got two different socks.
Now here's the 0-2. And Ellsbury bluffs, and so Marte, it's not Marte, it's Martis. He steps off.
I actually don't mind that they've got the red, white, and blue numbers with little stars on them for 4th of July. That's okay, but the socks are getting me. I'm going to look at them all weekend.
(0-2) outside, and wasted the pitch away, and the count 1-2.
The guys who are showing me they're actually marked left leg and right leg so that you don't have the flag backwards. I guess it's supposed to be a flag, right? With the blue with the stars on it. And then
I'd have to put the field glasses on.
You can't see those red and white barber poles.
They are different, though.
Yes, they are.
Pitch hit on the ground to first. Gurriel steps on the bag. For the Yanks, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of 3.5, no score. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Now's the time to save big on Intel Power.
Pop is known for. Tate's cookies taste just like they were made at home. Look for the Tate's Green Bag.
Well, the cheers accompanying Carlos Correa to home plate. Correa and Altuve figure to be the starting second base shortstop combo for the American League. I gather the voting ends soon. The game is going to be soon, so I think the voting will have to end soon.
Yeah, that's over. The voting's over. They're going to announce it tomorrow. Who's on the team?
Here is Correa, who backs out for a moment. We are scoreless, bottom of the 4th.
4th inning is brought to you by Cars for Kids. Donate your car today and have it picked up by tomorrow.
There's a backdoor breaking ball strike to Correa. The Yankees have 1 hit. The Astros have 2. Correa has one of them, a single right up the middle. And the breaking ball is low. I gave you the configuration of the ballpark. Now here's an example. Gardner is playing in front of the first of the archways, and where it says 362. Pitch is high, so they play Correa to hit the ball a little bit toward left center. They don't play him. In other words, Gardner could be in front of that big scoreboard wall. He's not. He's a long way from the left field foul line. 2-1 to Correa, a right-hand hitter, and the pitch is swung on. A high fly to right. Frazier coming in and makes the catch, and there's one away.
Come on out to the stadium when the Yanks take on the Brewers on Saturday, July 8th for Travel Tumbler Day. The first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees Travel Tumbler, courtesy of Good Humor. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com.
Here's Evan Gattis, who struck out on a breaking ball his first time. And Montgomery deals on the corner for a strike. Monty has struck out 3, has not walked a batter. And the pitch cut on, I missed.
Yeah, Montgomery doesn't throw overly hard. That was a two-seamer at 91. He had a little further than that, but he's got that curve that's 86, 87.
And deals, and there's the curve, and it's fouled off on the ground outside of third. Well, he has done wonders for the Yankee rotation. You know, the old where would we be without him. CeCe has been on the DL. He hopes to come off next week. By the way, how is he?
He's going to pitch on Tuesday, unless something happened in his bullpen today, which I don't think it did.
0-2, breaking ball struck him out. Romine had to drop it, but he throws to first base for the 2-3 putout. Two-way. You know, the way to decide who's your best pitcher and who... If the playoffs started today, who would you start? Well, I think Severino would start game one. And you might very well have Sabathia and Montgomery start after that.
You know, and it's an interesting conversation. I'm just thinking experience-wise, if CeCe continues to pitch like this, maybe it would be CeCe.
Pitch is outside. Yeah, that could be. Then you split up the lefties. It also depends who you're going to face. Are they a lefty-hitting team?
Right.
Righty-hitting team. Anyway, the point I'm making is Montgomery's one of the big Yankee starters.
Oh, you bet.
The 1-0 is swung on and hit in the air, shallow left center. On the run, Gardner makes a running catch. Now, Gardner flew in to make the grab in shallow left center. And Montgomery has another 1-2-3. At the end of 4, no score. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
So get your heart checked. It's as easy as visiting rwjbh.org/heart.
Listening to New York Yankees baseball on the Fan, WFAN, and WFAN FM New York.
Now, here we go to the top of the 5th inning. Both young pitchers, Jordan Montgomery and Francis Martis, have been pitching great. Headley takes a strike, 3 infielders on the right side. The Yankees only have 1 hit. And that was a single to left by Ellsbury. It was a line drive, but pitch is low, change low, 1-1. But they had the shift on. Ellsbury hit a line drive where the shortstop would be, and there was no shortstop, so he had a base hit. 1-1 is low and away, 2-1. It'll be Headley, Torreyes, and Romine, 5, 6, and 7. Here in the top of the 5th, we are scoreless. And the right-hander's 2-1 is cut on him. It's 2-2. Tomorrow, the final game of the road trip. And this is New York time now. We'll be on at 1:30 with the pregame, and then 2:10 for the play-by-play. And then the Yankees fly home for the final week before the All-Star break. Pitch is outside. And Susan Walman, I defy you to tell me this hasn't gone unbelievably fast.
It really has. When the guys from Houston were saying that they're halfway through, they're starting their second half. It seems unbelievable.
The pitch to Headley, he struck him out swing on a breaking ball. And that is strikeout number 6 for Martis.
And what Martis is now doing, he's starting the second time around, he's brought out the slider, so it's not just fastball and that power curve anymore. He threw a beauty to Headley. The slider ended up on the ground, so now he's got 3 pitches. For someone who was supposed to be really wild, he's been awfully good.
Yeah, he walked the first man, hasn't walked anyone since. Now here's Torreyes, who fouls it back. Torreyes hit the ball right on the nose his first time, but right at the third baseman, Bregman.
I wonder if this has gone really fast because there's been so much going on.
Could be.
So much excitement with the people that have been here, and Aaron Judge and people coming and going.
Pitch low to Torreyes, so the count 1-1. Well, the Yanks have been in first or fighting for first. Yeah, I think it's been terrific 3 months, and so many things have happened. Now here is the 1-1. Pitch is low. I would love to see the Yankees get back healthy again and get all these players back. Holiday and Castro and Hicks and Sabathia and Warren.
Hopefully Warren the end of next week.
2-1. Fastball strike outside corner. Great placement of the fastball. Behind on the count, and he drilled the outside corner. So the count 2-2 on Torreyes. Martis delivers. Caught on him. Missed it by him. In. 7 strikeouts. How do you like this for a game? 7 strikeouts and 1 little old hit. 1 hit, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts in 5 innings. Mr. Martis looks pretty good. Order Domino's today and carry out any large pizza with up to 5 toppings for $9.99. carry out only. Ask for this offer availability and charges may apply.
That was coming in at Torres and then took a left turn.
Pitch is outside to Roman. Roman, a strikeout victim his first time. And the breaking ball strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Joe Girardi said something to you, which is about 100% accurate pitch is low. You know, you asked him what a surprise last night was, and it was. You know, we had gotten in at 6 in the morning, and no one could have gotten to bed if they unpacked before 6:30 in the morning. And they're playing against Lance McCullers and beat the tar out of Houston 13-4. And here, a rookie who's been having all kinds of problems is throwing a one-hit shutout. The pitch is inside, and what he said is true. You're wasting your time predicting baseball. It's just a totally different sport. It's not a physical sport like football and basketball and hockey. Here, it depends on your pitcher and their pitcher. Roman swings and lines a base hit to center field. So Roman, who does collect his hits, has played very, very well for the Yankees. Lines a single to center, a one-out single, and here's Chris Carter. Excuse me, I'm wrong. A two-out single. First two batters struck out in the inning.
And here's the other thing. And if you look at Martis's minor league stats, he's nothing to write home about. I mean, he hasn't gotten past 5 innings and just was 5 innings just twice. It was losing down there. So they're looking at other things besides results.
Carter, it's a high fly to right, dancing under to Springer, now in to make the catch, and then the inning. There has not been one solid threat in this game. Tell you how good the pitches are. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. End of 4.5, no score. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Fans, make sure you listen to the Yankees pregame show every Sunday for the Baby Bomber Minor League Report, sponsored by...
You know, we were talking about starting pitching and who would you start in the playoffs, and I didn't mention Tanaka's name. Tanaka has had 2 terrific starts in a row, so maybe he has turned the corner back. So it gives you hope. Now let's see if we can get the walking wounded back and see what the Yankees could do in the second half. Here's Marwin Gonzalez, a switch hitter, batting right to lead it off. Gonzalez fly to center his first time. We're scoreless. Bottom of the 5th. Each team has just 2 hits. Gonzalez takes the backdoor breaking ball low. 1-0.
Well, one of the things that this starting rotation needs to do, and the Astros are starting their bullpen. So they must have a pitch limit on Mr. Martes.
And there's a strike at the knees.
John, I think one thing that needs to happen, you need to get more length out of your starters, and that's going to be very important because this bullpen, as Joe used the word fried.
Well, here's the 1-1. Pitch is fouled away. Well, he used the word fried, though, several days ago. I was going to comment that today, if the Yankees can get a lead, none of them have pitched yesterday because of the blowout. Right. And Mitchell pitched the last 3 innings, which really helped the bullpen. So Betances and Chapman haven't pitched in a couple of days. Clippard hasn't pitched in a day. So they should be okay today. It'll be a 1-2 to Gonzalez. And the pitch is a breaking ball low, 2-2.
Well, we had seen how with Adam Warren out and Tyler Clippard, before he turned the corner, being ineffective a few times ago, you can see what a strain that is on the pen with just 2 people missing like that.
The 2-2 low inside, 3-2 to Gonzalez, leading off the bottom of the 5th. No score.
I think you'd have to say Montgomery's got to be the biggest surprise of the first half season, would you say?
Oh, terrific. Absolutely. Now here he deals the payoff pitch way outside. So Gonzalez is on. That's the first walk given up by Montgomery. And here is Gurriel. Who fly to center his first time. He's a right-hand hitter. Well, they're all right-hand hitters. And the two switch hitters are Beltran and Gonzalez, batting back-to-back. Now Montgomery ready to deal to the right-hand hitting Gurriel, who grounds it foul, third base side, out of play. Here's the 0-1. Strike. Fastball at the knees on the inside corner, 0-2.
Fox just had a great shot. Joe Girardi always talks about the deception of Jordan Montgomery because he comes over the top, hides the ball well. That was just an 85-mile-an-hour sinker that just hit exactly where he wanted to throw it.
Pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2 on Gurriel. Gonzalez has stolen 3 out of 5. Yankees, of course, playing the infield back and looking for the ground ball to try to turn 2. And Montgomery throws to first base. A little calling card. Gonzalez just about on the bag.
We're looking to see if Gonzalez stole any bases. He's stolen 3, but he's been caught twice.
Now here comes the 1-2. Pitch is just outside, 2-2.
I don't think I'd let him steal much if he gets caught 2 out of 5 times.
Now here comes the 2-2 to the right-hand hitter. And a throw to first. Now Montgomery deals. Swung on a high fly to left. Gardner looking up, and she is gone over the high scoreboard wall for a 2-run home run for Gurriel, and Houston takes a 2-0 lead.
Just got in the first row right over the screen, and it was a pitch right down the middle of the plate, about belt high, right in the first row.
Yeah, Gardner was poised. He had turned around, ready to play it off the scoreboard wall, but it disappeared over it. So a 2-run home run for Gurriel. Houston takes a 2-0 lead. And there's a strike to Alex Bregman. Gurriel's 9th home run is 34th and 35th RBIs. And the 0-1 is cut on him. It's 0-2.
And why things become cliches. Leadoff walk. Montgomery kept throwing over there, paying attention to Gonzalez at first base.
A bouncer, the breaking ball. And so the count 1-2 on Bregman. Here's the 1-2. Inside fastball, 2-2. Now Montgomery's 2-2. Half swing. Did he go? Nope. I checked the first base umpire, Mike Malinsky, said no swing. So 3-2 on Bregman. A 2-run home run by Gurriel has broken the ice. Houston has a 2-0 lead. And Montgomery's payoff is swung on, hit in the air to center and deep. Ellsbury back, way back, on the track, near the wall, makes the catch right at the bullpen screen in front of the Houston bullpen. At the far end of the bullpen. He had no further step to go. Kind of scares you because that's how he got that concussion in New York. He caught the ball at the last moment before he hit that little bullpen screen.
Screen's right there, and he hit another post. He goes back where there are fans in there. There's camera crews in their seats at the other end of the bullpen, right in the outfield.
Now 1 away. Here's the 9th hitter, Jake Marisnick, who singled to right his first time. And this pitch is popped up in back of first. Torreyes on the angle, running, and Torreyes makes the catch, as is his wont. Torreyes was racing out. He has the angle instead of the first baseman. And he called him off the last minute and made the grab 2-away.
Well, Torreyes, if there's anything in right field, deep second, right center, he's there. There's a lot of ground.
Where Ellsbury caught the ball was basically between the 409 dead center sign and the 373 at the beginning of the Astro bullpen. Now, where he caught it could be about 400 feet away. Springer takes a pitch low 1-0 with 2 outs, no one on. Montgomery deals, swung on, a high fly to right. Frazier back. He's on the track, makes the catch right near the wall, a step away. So Montgomery did get him out, but he gave up a 2-run home run and 2 balls that went to the wall, 1 in right center and 1 in right. And in the inning, 2 runs, 1 hit, and no one left at the end of 5 innings of play. 2-0 Houston on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Right now, at the Jeep Drive and Discover event, you can discover the 4x4.
Listen to Joe Beningo and Evan Roberts on The Fan.
To the 6th, and Frazier lifts a high pop foul. First base side, and it makes a seat run over the Astro dugout. Clint struck out his first time, but he has a lot of company. Martis has 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. The walk was to the first batter of the game, Gardner. He hasn't walked anyone since. He's given up 2 hits. He's been overpowering. And now the Yankees on the 2-run home run by Gurriel. And trail 2-0. Here's the 0-1. Check swing foul. First base side out of play. 0-2.
Scoreboard update is brought to you by Bigelow Tea that encourages you to grab a mug and tea proudly. Let's see what's brewing around the league. These are all finals. We got lots of finals going on. Boston beat Toronto 7-1. Detroit beat Cleveland 7-4.
Frazier takes low.
It was raining in Detroit. They have started Game 2 now. Detroit leading Cleveland 1-0. They're in the bottom of the 2nd. Texas beat the White Sox 10-4. 4 runs in the 8th for Texas.
2-1 is line to right and left field. It's a base hit, and it gets by the dive of Gonzalez, rolling to the scoreboard wall. Frazier goes to second and holds on. A solid line drive base hit, and it got under the glove of Gonzalez. So, in my book, it's a double. Let's see how they scored. But the Yankees we're down 2-0. Now we have a runner at second, had no one out. And let's face it, they've got to score that run.
And fastball in, and Frazier really turned on it. And Fox has cameras on the Fraziers, his mom and dad. His mother is crying. She's got her hands over her face, and the girlfriend is cheering. It's great. That's just great. Major League debut. Mom and Dad waited a long time for this.
Well, there's Frazier at second. You know, that was a good fastball inside, and he opened up. I love the way he swung. He opened up and hit a line drive to left. Here's Gardner. And the pitch, a breaking ball strike. Gardner's job, well, the Yankees would love him to get a hit or hit another home run, but at least he's got to pull the ball to get Frazier to third. The Yankees have to score that run. It's the sixth inning, and you get down by one run. You can somehow scratch out another run. Gardner has walked and grounded to second. Frazier leads off second, and the pitch is fouled down the left field line, 0-2.
Kansas City beat Minnesota 11-6. They're playing 2 also. They haven't started the second game yet. The second game will be the Major League debut of Felix Jorge, his Major League debut for Minnesota. Jason Hale going for KC. Final in Oakland. Atlanta beat Oakland 4-3. Tampa Bay beat Baltimore 10-3. And underway in a little while, Seattle is at Anaheim.
It'll be an 0-2 to Gardner. And he lays off. And the pitch low. The count 1-2.
San Francisco in 11 beat Pittsburgh 2-1. With Cincinnati over the Cubs 5-3. John Jay hit his first homer for the Cubs. Wilson Contreras his 10th, though. Mets beat Philadelphia 7-6. That is final. Fernando Salas gets the win. Pat Neshek takes the loss. Addison Reed save number 14.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and fouled down the left field line. There is warm-up activity in the Astros bullpen. Martes is at 88 pitches.
Milwaukee beat Miami 8-4. Bottom of the fifth in St. Louis, and the Cards lead Washington 1-0. Gio Gonzalez and Michael Walker there. Colorado and Arizona, and Dodgers at San Diego still to come. Clint Frazier's still smiling out there. She's got a close-up of him on second base.
First Major League hit. He'll get the ball. Pitch. Swung on and line. There's a base hit to right center field. Frazier goes to third. They're going to hold him. And the Yankees have first and third, no out. Frazier didn't do anything wrong. It was a long line drive to right center. And he had to hold up to make sure that Springer didn't catch the ball. He did not. There's no one out. So the Yanks have first and third, no one out. They have the tying runs on base. And here is Ellsbury.
And the veteran Will Harris is warming up relatively quickly. He can warm up very quickly.
And here comes A.J. Hinch. Let's see if he's going to pull Martes, which you figure he will. Or they would have sent the pitching coach out.
And if they are, that is his, he's still talking, but if they are going to pull him, that's his best start in the 3 or 4. And he is calling for Harris. And nice job, this kid. This called the bullpen. His new pitcher is the veteran Will Harris for a long time. As we were doing that, I saw Joe Espada take the ball that they threw back from the infield. Clint Frazier's first hit in the double, and put it in his pocket. So they've got the ball.
Well, here comes the right-hander Will Harris. And he is one guy who comes out of the bullpen who does not throw hard. Very much of a pitcher. A lot of off-speed stuff, everything down. Here's Ellsbury. Frazier at third, Gardner at first. No one out. Top of the 6th. Yankees are trailing 2-0. And Harris deals, and the pitch is low, 1-0. 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network. That'll be a 1-0. First to throw to first by Harris. John Sterling, Susan Waldman back at Minute Maid. 2-0 Houston on a 2-run home run by Yuli Gurriel in the bottom of the 5th. Now the Yankees are threatening a double by Frazier, a single by Gardner. 1st and 3rd, no one out. And Ellsbury with a count of 1-0. Jake has a base hit today in 2 trips. Pitch is line foul down the left field line. Harris is 2-2 and an ERA of 2.16. 32 games, 33 innings, so an inning at a time. 23 hits, that's very good. 10 less hits than innings pitched. He's walked 4. The control phenomenal. He struck out 39. Yikes, that's a 10-to-1 ratio. Yikes. He's given up 4 home runs.
One of them to Lowry on Wednesday night. Still got a hold. He's been good for a long time.
1-1, fastball inside. And the count 2-1. I just looked on the board. I wanted to see. They call that 91. So I guess that's about what he throws. Frazier off 3rd, Gardner off 1st. And it'll be a 2-1, first to throw to 1st, and again Gardner is back.
You know, you talk to the Astro people, the bullpen, last night you saw it a lot, but the bullpen's been overworked. You just see Marte just went 5 innings with McCullers, and if you take McCullers and Keuchel out of the rotation or out of the equation, nobody gets past the 5th inning, so the bullpen gets used more than it should.
Pitch is hit hard, and it is a foul ball. Just missed one down the right field line. Now, Gurriel was holding the runner on, so he was right near there, so I guess if it was fair, he might have had it. That was just foul, so he missed it. And the count 2-2 on Ellsbury. Very important inning for the Yankees. They have 1st and 3rd, no one out. And you know they have to score at least 1 run. They're down 2-0. Yankees obviously would like to score a lot more than 1. Now here's the 2-2 from Harris. And the pitch is swung on and driven down the left field line. And it is tailing foul. There is, first of all, when the fielder, in this case Marwin Gonzalez, when he goes to the corner, I'm sorry, he's out of sight. The foul line just about meets the sidewall of the left field stands. It is really close. It's that way in right field, too.
Well, they're trying to do a breaking pitch on the outside part of the plate, and Ellsbury trying to go with that pitch. The left side of the infield is all open. We've seen Ellsbury smash balls that way, as long as he's been a player.
And Gonzalez, the left fielder, plays Ellsbury pretty much near the left field line. Pitch is low, 3-2, great at bat. And if Ellsbury can coax ball 4, then the Yankees have the bases loaded, no one out for Sanchez, Didi, and Headley. Now here's a big pitch coming up. Runners lead 1st and 3rd, no one out. 2-0 Houston, top of the 6th. It'll be a 3-2 to Ellsbury. And the right-hander is set to go and throws to 1st, and Gardner dives on back. I would have Gardner going. First of all, even if Ellsbury strikes out, Gardner can steal the base. And if there's a ground ball, he can stay on the double play. And you also get Gardner to 2nd, where he could score the tying run. So I would have him go. Harris holds the set chest high. And the 3-2, there he goes. Pitch is hit on the ground, foul outside of 1st. So you go on 1, you go on them all.
Ellsbury really making Harris work. And now Alex Bregman goes over and says something to him. Maybe just break it up a little bit.
There we go again. Gardner with the leadoff 1st. Frazier, a very short leadoff 3rd. And it'll be a 3-2 to Ellsbury. And the pitch is outside ball 4. They're loaded up with no one out. Let's face it, this is the Yankees inning.
That was a terrific at-bat by Jacoby Ellsbury. Just terrific. And he wasn't sure if he could get good word on the ball. He fouled pitches off as Harris was trying to go outside to him with that breaking pitch.
You know, you said a mouthful a few minutes ago talking about the Houston starters, and if you take Keuchel and McCullers out of the equation, you took them out of the equation, they wouldn't be in first place.
That's exactly right.
With the best record in baseball. All right, here is Sanchez with the bases loaded, no one out. Sanchez has struck out twice. Of course, that was against a different pitcher. Frazier at third, Gardner at second, Ellsbury at first. And the pitch is cut on. It missed on a breaking ball. And the count 0-1. Sanchez is pulling off the breaking ball. Now, Sanchez has great right center field power, and he had to go with that breaking ball. And the center fielder, Marisnik, plays Sanchez a step or two in left center. And the Yankees not only have the bases loaded, no one out, but at second and first, they have their two fastest runners. Now, here's the 0-1 to Gary. And it's grounded foul, another breaking ball. I think he'll see a lot of that. Following the game, stay tuned for the Guerra Energy New York Yankees postgame show. Guerra Energy. Energy to power your world. Visit aguerrafan.com for a hassle-free quote.
You know, does he throw that breaking pitch again? Sanchez just took the bat and smacked it off his helmet. He knows he shouldn't have swung at that. That was almost to the ground when he hit it. Sometimes you get a little over-anxious. You want to do so well, so badly. But, John, what you said is true. There's such a hole between first and second. He does that all the time. Just stay back, go with the pitch, go the other way.
I'll be an 0-2 with the bases loaded and no one out. And the pitch is swung on and looped over first. Base hit to right field. 1 run scores. They hold the bases. And where do you think he hit the ball? He hit a looper. He got enough to muscle it over the area between first and second to right field for a base hit. So the Yankees trail 2-1, a base hit and an RBI for Sanchez. And the Yankees have refilled the bases with no one out.
See, he does that so well. The same pitch, except it was up a little bit, so Gary was much more comfortable staying back and going the other way.
So the Yankees now have their two fastest runners at third and second. Gardner at third and Ellsbury at second. Sanchez at first. Here's Didi. The Yankees trail 2-1, and they have some chance. They should tie it or even take the lead. The pitch to Didi. Swung on, a high fly to left. Gonzalez toward the line, disappears from view, and the ball's in the stands. If you want to figure what it looks like, you know the way third base, behind third base at Fenway looks? Well, that's the way this looks. The stands turn around to face the field, and the foul line and the stands are cheek by jowl, and that ball disappeared over the sidewall into the first row down the line. It would have been a tying sac fly if it was caught. Now here's the 0-1 to Didi. Swung on and drove to deep right. It is high. It is far. It is gone. It's a grand slam. For the second night in a row, a Yankee left-hand hitter grand slams into the right field seats. Yes, indeedy. Didi Gregorius makes Yankee fans euphorious. He hits a grand salami to right. And the Yankees now take a 5-2 lead.
And, of course, the first person he's high-fiving it is his buddy Castro, who doesn't really want to jump up and down with that hamstring. First career grand slam for Didi Gregorius. He's going to break somebody's arm in there. He's so excited. First grand slam of his whole career.
Now, the Yankees take a 5-2 lead. And remember what I said before. Here's Headley. Pitch is low. Well, Montgomery's pitching great. But remember, Clippard and Betances and Chapman are all rested. That'll be a 1-0 to Headley. And the pitch is grounded to first. Gurriel steps on the bag, 1 away. But how about that? Grand slams in back-to-back days.
Gardner and Didi, 2 lefties. You know, if that had been on the tee, we just saw it from a really interesting angle. And it was, how they talk about how Yankee Stadium is close. This was in the first row, still counts.
Yes, they do count. That was a wall scraper, but it got in. For Didi, his 10th home run, he now has 36 RBIs. And the pitch is low, and that's another Yankee player in double figures. I think they have 7 players. Of course, they're not all playing, unfortunately, but that'll be a 1-0 to Torreyes. The pitch line to center field. There's a base hit. And one thing, Susan, that we've seen, it's a very small sample, but their bullpen has been moitered.
Yeah, it has. That's what happens. They've been really overused, and everybody was talking about it. And by the way, you know what Didi's home run was? It was the Lapolis Electric first blast of the game. Lapolis Electric, Westchester and the tri-state area's expert electrician since 1984.
I thought it was that. I just didn't have a chance to say it all.
I know. So I did it for you. And here comes AJ. Will Harris is talking to himself in his glove. And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by Geico. 15 was also Briders hitting .252 off of Luke Gregerson.
Well, I can give you the final line on Martes. He goes 5 innings plus. Gives up 2 runs, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. That's all in the inherited runners, which is really a big statistic in baseball. It's not publicized very much. Not Martes' fault, but both the runners who were on scored. Here's Romine with 1 on, 1 out. There goes the runner. What a jump. The throw to second base is late, I'll say. Torreyes had a run. Gregerson, obviously he comes in the game. He had a bad outing last night. He's so intent on the plate. And Torreyes had a running start.
And that's exactly right. The last thing he was thinking about was Ronnie Torreyes over at first base.
Now, the pitch was ball 1. Romine is 1 for 2. We'll give you a Harris line. It's not complete yet because he is responsible for Torreyes, who's now at second. Romine steps out.
So, John, that's also when you were describing Ronald Torreyes as a baseball player. A baseball player thinks about that. He sees that he's paying him no attention, takes off.
Well, we love Torreyes. He is really a good player in every way. The pitch to Romine is a breaking ball outside, 2-0. Romine is the 8th batter to bat in the inning. Carter is on deck. He would be the 9th. Well, the Yankees have built up a 5-2 lead, and boy, have they done well against the Astros bullpen in these 2 games. Now, baseball is a component sport, kind of like football. It's a component, and you need all the components. You put McCullers' record and Keuchel's record together, pitch. That bouncer outside another breaking ball. And you wonder, how does the team lose? But they don't pitch all the time, and also they don't go 9 innings. So you don't have a bullpen. It can ruin the work of your starters. And we have seen that 2 days in a row. There'll be a 3-0 to Romine. Look what the Yankee problems have been without Chapman when Betances was closing and they couldn't get the ball to him. As I say, it's a component game. A lot of components. Here's the 3-0 to Romine. There's a strike.
And I was talking with the Astros broadcasters, and we were talking about just what you were saying, John, about bullpen woes and everything. I can't think of anybody's bullpen who hasn't had problems at one point or the other, because there's so many closers out and so many 8th and 9th inning guys missing time. It's everywhere.
3-1. It's grounded to third. Bregman fields, holds the runner, throws to first. 2-away. And I think, Susan, it's a couple of reasons. It's the old thing about, well, we have 3 quarterbacks, which means you have none. Well, they all have 13 pitchers now, so the bench is nothing. They have 3 guys on the bench, and one's a catcher who you can't play. And the bullpen, these guys only pitch 1 inning. And yeah, so it isn't like you have 2 or 3 guys who go pitch 2 or 3 innings at a time. So you need all of them to be pitching well. Well, here's Carter with a runner at second and 2 men out. Yankees have batted around. He's the 9th batter. And the pitch cut on him, missed on a slider. When Carter goes up there against a right-hander, does he say to himself, I am going to see slider, breaking ball, slider, curve, slider? Because that's what they throw him.
You know, I'm watching Kenny Rosenthal interview the Fraziers in the stands.
Pitch is low 1-1.
Clint Frazier looks exactly like his mother. It's the same face. It's funny. And he came in from Georgia. Imagine watching your kid get his first hit.
And the last two
so great.
Players the Yankees have been brought up have family in Georgia, Dustin Fowler and now Clint. Now here is the 1-1. Torreyes goes to third. The throw is not in time. He steals third. Why? When you steal third, you steal on the pitcher. And he had a running jump. Pitch was a strike, 2-1.
You know, when you say why, because he could. There's the answer right there. He could. Gregerson and John, and you can see why. I mean, he's had a terrible outing last night. His ERA is not where it was. He's not pitching the way he knows he can, and he's concentrating on the batter.
Yeah, and if you can make it, that's a good thing, and I'll tell you why. Even though there are 2 outs, here's the 2-1. Cut on a miss, 2-2. You know why it's a good thing? And you see this every now and then. A game was just won recently on it. Sometimes the catcher rears back and fires to third, and it goes to left field, and you get a cheap run.
We've seen that a lot.
Oh, and that happened in a National League playoff game.
Oh.
Now, here's the 2-2. He struck him out on a breaking ball. Well, the Yankees bat around. They send 9 men up, and they score 5 runs. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 left. At the end of 5.5, 5-2 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
When the New York Yankees score 6, you score big at Papa John's.
No restrictions apply. See att.com/unlimited for details.
New York Presbyterian is proud to be the official hospital.
To go to the bottom of the 6th, Yankees have a 5-2 lead. Now let's see how Montgomery handled the long delay. I mean, he's happy about the delay. The Yankees scored 5 runs, but he was on the bench a long time. And he faces the big hitters, too. Now, here's Altuve. And the pitch is line foul down the right field line.
Recovery Room Health Update is sponsored by New York Presbyterian. Amazing things are happening here. CC Sabathia said everything went fine. He probably... Unless something happens, CeCe's pitching on Tuesday. Let's put it that way.
Altuve leans away from a high fastball, 1-1. That was Montgomery's 80th pitch.
Matt Holliday, no difference in his health as far as we know. Aaron Hicks still on the deal, obviously, with the oblique.
1-1, grounded to third. Headley fields, throws across high, but Carter adjusts the feet beautifully. And there's one away.
You know how Aaron Hicks, John, has told me because he doesn't feel the oblique when he walks around.
That's good.
Okay, but he said, you know how he knows it's still there? Because he can't do anything. He coughs, and if it hurts, then it's...
Well, you can understand that.
Yep.
If your ribs are hurting or whatever, coughing is very, very painful. One away, and here's Correa.
So he's waiting. He does it about once a day, and... waiting for the one day when he wakes up and coughs and it doesn't hurt.
I wish it to him quickly.
Well, it hasn't even been a week yet. So.
Right. The pitch to Correa is fouled back. As we mentioned, under the 3 archways in left center, that's where the visitors' bullpen is. You can see them because it's darker now. You can see them through the screen. They are enscreened.
Enscreened?
Pitch. is outside, and as I see, a whole bunch of guys are sitting. One guy is at the 2 archways over, but I don't think they're throwing yet. Now here's the 1-1. Pitch outside. Montgomery has pitched beautifully, as he almost always does. He walked Gonzalez, a no-no. There's only walk, and then Gurriel had a home run right over the high scoreboard wall into the first row. And that's, the only thing he's done wrong. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and hit in the air to deep right. That's going to go out. That ball is gone. Into the right field seats. Carlos Correa got great power. And he hit it the opposite way to right field and in the seats. And it's now a 5-3 ball game.
And that was Correa's 17th homer, and that is Chad Green, who is up in the Yankee pen. He was throwing a little bit in the 5th inning, but now he's throwing in earnest.
A fastball high and away, and he went with it. And, if you have great power, you can do that. And then he went with it and hit it, 4 or 5 rows deep. Correa's 17th home run, his 54th RBI. And here's Evan Gattis. And the pitch is high, 1-0.
I think I'll go out on a limb here and say that Carlos Correa is very good. Everything he does.
Hey, terrific player.
Oh, he's a terrific player. I remember when we first saw him, Bo Porter was the manager, and he was just signed. He was going to A-ball. He just signed. He was 19.
Gattis hits a fly ball to left. Back goes Gardner. Leaps. Can't make the catch. It goes off the archway in back of him. A double for Gattis. Gardner went back in the area where the scoreboard wall ends and the archway begins. He made a leap, but he couldn't quite get it. Not tall enough. That's a double for Gattis. Here is Girardi, and that's all for Montgomery.
Yeah, hanging breaking ball and just over his head. That call of the bullpen is brought to you by new pitcher is Chad Green. ERA of 1.98. He's been 27 innings, 13 hits in 27 and a third innings, 6 earned runs, couple of home runs, 8 walks, and 33 strikeouts. And he replaces Jordan Montgomery.
Montgomery goes 5 and a third, gives up 3 runs, responsible for Gattis at second. 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Here is Beltran, switch hitter batting left. And the pitch is foul down the left field line. Beltran's batting average, lefty and righty, is the same. As I recall, last year or two, he was a better lefty hitter. Gonzalez, the on-deck hitter, batting average is 60 points higher from the left side. The Yankees are hoping that Green is the real thing. He looks it. He has great stuff. And there is the 0-1 to Beltran. And there's a strike. He has big-time stuff, does Chad Green, and he would seem to be ideal to pitch an inning or two in the middle innings, leading you to Betances and Chapman. Yanks have a 5-3 lead, bottom of the 6th. Gattis at second with 1 man out. And the pitch is strike 3. He nailed the outside corner twice in a row at the knees. So there are 2 away.
Well, we had talked about the fact I kind of envisioned him coming out like Phil Hughes did that year. Remember, John? Come out in the 8th inning, just throwing that fastball and that curve. That's it. 96 mile an hour on the corner.
Gonzalez has flied out and walked. You know, we give numbers. Has to do with how good the pitching is and if you put the ball in the right spot or the wrong spot. But anyway, Gonzalez, as a left-hand hitter, is hitting about 330. He's got Gattis at second with 2 men out. Yanks with the 5-3 lead. And the pitch is low. Someone else is warming in the Yankee bullpen. It's a lefty. You can see that he's a lefty. So that's between Shreve and Webb. Odd thing is, the next 3 hitters are all right-hand hitters.
Shreve up, so...
Here's the 1-0. Strike, fastball, outside corner. You know, that was 96. I mean, he has big-time stuff. Chad, that's not enough. We know that. Every team has a guy who comes out there throwing 95 or 96. But anyway, he has big-time stuff. And you would think he would be a terrific 1 or 2 inning pitcher with that overpowering stuff. And boy, do the Yankees and other teams need that pitcher. There'll be a 1-1 of Gonzalez, who has stepped out. Green deals and missed the outside corner. 2-1 to Gonzalez.
You know, with just throwing an inning or so, Gene Green can just use that fastball and complement it with the slider. It's his second best pitch now.
Well, if you're going to pitch an inning or two, fastball, slider's enough. You're only going to face guys one time. Gaddis is the base runner. He leads off second with 2 out. 2-1 is grounded foul. It was a breaking ball right over his foot. Another count, 2-2. Let's take 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees Radio Network.
The Devils came to terms with former Ranger Brian Boyle on a 2-year contract. More later on WFAN and WFAN FM New York.
That'll be a 2-2 to a very dangerous hitter, Marwin Gonzalez. With Gaddis leading off second. And the pitch is cut on and missed. He chased a high fastball. A high fastball away. At 96, I might add. He's pretty tough, Chad Green. He really is. Well, in the inning, 1 run, the homer by Correa, 2 hits, 1 left. Now, the end of 6, 5-3 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees Radio Network, driven by Jeep.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's.
Drive to work with Boomer and Carton and drive home with Mike Francesa right here on the Fan.
Well, and in comes for A.J. Hinch, their lefty in the pen, and that is the veteran Tony Sipp. We've seen him for a long time. 23 innings, 12 runs, 16 hits in 23 innings, couple of home runs, 10 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Batter's only hitting 188 off of the veteran lefty Tony Sipp.
And A.J. Hinch, looked at the Yankee batting card, and you knew he would use his lefty in this stage. Clint Frazier, a right-hander who leads off, who began the Yankee rally with a line drive double to left for his first major league hit. And the pitch, a strike. And then come the 2 lefties, Gardner and Ellsbury. And 1 batter later after Sanchez Didi. So that's when you would circle that and say, this is when my lefty is pitching. That'll be an 0-1 to Frazier. And the pitch fouled back in the count 0-2.
Speed Report is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight partner of the Yankees Radio Network and official freight carrier of Major League Baseball. Learn more at odfl.com. Ronnie Torreyes, 2 stolen bases tonight, and top of the 6th.
Gregerson goes 2/3 of an inning, no runs, no hits, 1 strikeout. So here is the 4th pitcher, the lefty Sipp. It'll be an 0-2 to Frazier. And a bouncer up there in the count 1-2, probably through a breaking ball. 0-2 to the rookie. Frazier struck out, then ripped a double to left, and that began the Yankee rally. Gardner singled him to third. Ellsbury in a long at-bat walk to load him up. Sanchez singled in a run, and Didi hit a grand slam, and those are the Yankee 5 runs, and they carry a 5-3 lead here into the 7th. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and drilled to deep left. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Clint Frazier has homered in his first game as a Yankee. He drills one to left, and downtown goes Frazier. What a beginning. Clint Frazier, a double and a home run. He won't be going back anytime soon, and the Yankees take a 6-3 lead.
All right, now his mother's like sobbing in the stands. Oh, what a debut. That's got to be one happy rookie.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine? You know, the old walk a mile in my shoes? Well, walk a mile in Frazier's shoes. What would you think? It's your first game in the major leagues. Wow. Here is Gardner, lefty to lefty. Pitch is low. So they bring in the lefty to pitch to the lefties, but he has to face one righty first, and Frazier homers in the left field seats over that high scoreboard wall. The Yankees are just killing Frazier in the dugout.
Well, they kind of ignored him first. You know, they sort of gave him the, big deal. Big deal.
The pitch to Gardner is a breaking ball strike. Well, Susan, the day after the Yankees score 6 or more runs, you get a 50% off the regular price of all Papa John's pizzas when you use promo code Yankee6 at papajohns.com. Papa John's, the official pizza of the New York Yankees. Gardner check swings a foul back. Ellsbury had a skip out of the way. And the count 1-2 on Gardner.
You know, they just showed that pitch again. Oh, my goodness. He threw a fastball right over the middle of the plate, landed in the second row, still all counts. I hope his mom has stopped crying by now.
Well, I don't blame her. Well, what a beginning, my goodness.
You know, you don't usually bring tissues to the ballpark. You'd expect to cry.
1-2. That pitch is low. That pitch is low.
Wow. Can you imagine? I can't even imagine.
I don't know if I was Frazier that I would be able to sleep tonight. I mean, I'd be reliving this game. Well, it'll be a 2-2 to Gardner. Yankees have a 6-3 lead. We're in the top of the 7th with no one out. Lefty to lefty. Sip deals. Breaking ball low. 3-2. The Yankees, at least the Yankees have played for a while, no Sip. Because when you're a lefty and the Yankees are in town with all their lefty hitters, you're going to face the lefty. And Sip has faced him 100 times with Cleveland and Houston. Now here comes the 3-2. Swung on and hit in the air to deep center. Marisnik back, away back on the track, makes the catch. And that was a little bit to the right side of the 409-foot side. So there's one away. I would say Mr. Sip hasn't fooled anyone yet. But there's one away, and here is Jacoby Ellsbury. Here is the in-game box score brought to you by RSM. Experience the power of being understood. The Yankees 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. And Houston 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. I'm going to relate this because he's had a big day. Ellsbury grounds one foul outside of first. I mean, he just missed a double, and Gurriel was not on the line. That would have been a double. I met Frazier and a lot of the other young Yankees at a kickoff dinner for the Yankees welcome home dinner. They have like a cocktail party in January, February. And they introduced me to all the baby bombers, all the young kids who were there. Now here's the 0-1 to Ellsbury. Pitch cut on missed. When I shook hands with Frazier, like when I was introduced by the former Yankee trainer to Greg Luzinski, I could hear the snap, crackle, and pop in my bones. I mean, he has, as I say, muscles on his muscles. Well, it'll be an 0-2 to Ellsbury.
No, this is great. You know, you think that this doesn't mean anything to him. They had brought in the ball from his first hit, and it was sitting on the bench. He's holding it in his hand.
0-2, cut on, missed on a breaking ball, 2-way.
And what a great night this is here. He's got the ball in his hand, and they always write. Steve Donahue, the trainer, will always write who it's off and whatever, and he's holding on to the ball.
Well, one thing more will really make it complete, so he can really be happy about it. He'd be happy anyway, but, there is protocol, and the Yankees have to win the game. Now, if they win the game, that will be a happy son of a gun in the Yankee clubhouse. And you probably hear him with Susan on the postgame. Here's Sanchez, a breaking ball low. And I have already given Susan permission to wait.
Wait for Fox? No, that takes a long time. Fox is here. They have to set up. They have to talk to John Smoltz. Everybody has to say something. Okay.
Now here's the 1-0 to Sanchez. Had a ribby single in the Yankee 5-run sixth. Pitch is cut out and missed.
But if you don't mind waiting, I don't mind.
No, I think you almost have to. And that would be, I'd like to hear it too, as a matter of fact. I'm being selfish. First of all, they have to win the game. Here's the 1-1 to Sanchez. Cut on a miss, off-speed breaking ball. He's pulling off the off-speed breaking ball, and the count 1-2. And the more you pull off, the more you're going to see slow breaking balls.
Fox had a great graphic that Clint is the first Yankee to have 2 extra base hits in his first game since our buddy Mike Pagliarulo.
Pitch is high.
And that's a long time ago.
That is a long time ago. Mike Pagliarulo is one of Don Mattingly's chief lieutenants with Miami. Sanchez is 1 for 3, a ribby single in that 5-run sixth. Pitch swung on, hit hard on the ground to short. Correa fields and throws across. Now the Yankees get another run on the home run by Clint Frazier. 1 run, 1 hit, no one left. End of 6.5, 6-3 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Backyard. Hurry in for the last days of the Jeep.
Here's a very big inning for the Yankees, the 7th. Because if you get through the 7th, then you can bring in Betances and Chapman, and they're both rested and ready. The pitch to Gurriel is a strike. He had a 2-run home run for 2 of the 3 Astro runs. Correa added a solo home run, so all the runs in this game except for 1 have come on home runs. 6-3 Yanks. Bottom of the 7th pitch is outside. Green came on, and he struck out Beltran and Gonzalez. He struck out 2 left-hand hitters to end the 6th inning. And he had a runner at second base at the time. Not his runner, but pitch is grounded up the middle. There's a base hit center field for Gurriel. So Yuli singles to center.
And Joe has 2 people warming in the pen. Both Tyler Clippard and Chasen Shreve are up here in this 7th inning.
One thing I will say, if you bring in a right-hander, let's say Clippard, there's Bregman, and for that matter, Betances really doesn't matter, of course, if he's on. But anyway, all the hitters on the bench, there are 3, are all left-handed. McCann, Reddick, and Aoki. They're all left-handed on the bench. Now here's Bregman, and Green deals, swung on and pop fouled away first base side. Well, let's, as we go through the 7th, bring you the Power Report, brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center, the region's most reliable source of electric power, and a lot of power at Minute Maid tonight. And I will give you that power in a moment. Now here's the 0-1, and the slider is outside 1-1. For Houston, Gurriel, a 2-run home run, his 9th. Correa, a solo home run, his 17th. And those are the 3 Astro runs. Obviously, there was a runner on for Gurriel. That's their 3. There is the 1-1. Hit on the ground, double play, ball to short. Feed second 1, on to first, double play. Now, on the Yankees side, first of all, there's a ribby single by Sanchez with the bases loaded, and then a grand slam by Didi. Second grand slam in a row for the Yanks. Gardner had one yesterday. And then Clint Frazier homered in the left field seats in his rookie game, in his first game, his major league debut. Frazier has a double and a home run, both hard hit. Well, two-way, and here is Marisnik, and the pitch is low, and we can see what Hinch is doing. He's saving his lefties for later. Of course, by the time he saves them, Chapman will be in.
Right, and Betances has now gotten up. Shreve has sat down.
Marisnik, a right-hand hitter, takes inside in the count 2-0. And by the way, that is the Power Report, brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center. Now here's the 2-0 to Marisnik. He cuts and misses. Marisnik has singled to right and popped up. He's a right-hand hitter. As Susan said, Betances is up, and either will get the last out of this inning or pitch the eighth. Marisnik takes a strike in the count 0-2. Yeah, it doesn't take. This is not genius. It doesn't take a genius to see that Green is really important to the Yankees. And he has pitched very well for him in this role. The pitch struck him out swinging slider to end the inning. No runs, one hit, and no one left. And now at the end of 7 innings of play, it's 6-3 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by cheap
flavors from our grills. And just around the corner, your local Acme. Come see why it's just...
Here is a youngster just called up, Dayan Diaz. He's a right-hander. So Sip goes an inning, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no walks. We are coming to you live from the Sunoco broadcast booth. You often hear us say, well, they can't ask him to bunt because he probably has never bunted. Well, Torreyes can bunt. And if you don't handle it cleanly, he'll beat the rap at first base. So I would not be surprised. The Yankees don't bunt a lot. But I wouldn't be surprised if Torreyes bunts. Here, you want to bunt the ball to third, make Bregman field it. First and second, no one out. He's swinging, and he grounds one to Bregman. Steps on third and throws to first in time for the double play. It didn't work out, obviously. So 5-3 double play. There are 2 outs, with Headley at second. Well, you know, if he bounces the ball and it's kangaroos over Bregman's head or goes in the shortstop hole, you say, what a great move. Just didn't work out. Well, the Yankees have 2 outs and a runner at second. And here is Romine, and he takes a pitch from Diaz low.
And our WFAN beat reporter Ed Coleman checking in to tell me they went all 9 at Citi Field.
Well, everyone listens to you. I love it.
Eddie's driving home from some sumptuous dinner probably somewhere.
It'll be a 1-0 to Romine. Austin has a base hit and 3 trips, and the pitch is pop foul. First base side out of play, 1-1. Headley, with a 5 unassisted 3 double play, is at second with 2 out. We're in the top of the 8th, 6-3 Yanks. Pitch to Romine is hit in the air to right center, not deep. Over there is Springer, and he makes the catch. to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Now the end of 7.5 innings of play. 6-3 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Want to grill flawless burgers for the game? Wolf Bar.
Details.
It's time for John Stamos' spectacular.
Energy.com.
Today's game attendance is brought to you by Columbia Bank, serving New Jersey for 90 years. Today's attendance is 41,010. It is the 4th sellout of the year. And here comes Dellin Betances. And he'll face top of the order, Springer, Altuve, and Correa. Not a bad top of your order.
I'll give you the pitching lines. Here is Betances, and the top of the order, and the pitch is low. Here come the big hitters, because Hinch puts his hitters together. Got a lot of them, though. But it is Springer, Altuve, and Correa. And let's face it, those are their 3 best hitters. And Betances deals foul back. Well, here are the pitching lines. Montgomery, 5 1/3, 3 runs, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Chad Green was brilliant again. I mean, he has grown into that role, and the Yankees are trusting him more and more. An inning and 2/3, no runs, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, no walks. The pitch, a breaking ball strike, 1-2 on Springer. Springer is 0 for 3. The Yankees have a 6-3 lead. This is the Yankees game. If they can't finish it, well, that's a knock on their bullpen, because this is exactly what you want. A 3-run lead, and Betances and Chapman. Pitch is high, and the count is 2-2. Now Betances deals, caught on a missed on the breaking ball, and there's 1 away. You know, it's easy from up here to say, look, this guy has about the greatest hook you'll ever see. So if you're a right-hand hitter and you see the ball coming mid-out, lay off. It's going to end up in the left-hand hitter's batter's box. But what if it doesn't? What if it stays true? So that's why you see hitters swing. They see it, and then it disappears. Oh, there's 1 away. Here's Altuve. There's a strike. The 8th inning, sponsored by your local Ford dealers. The Ford Summer Sales event is on at your local Ford store. You can get big savings on the exciting lineup of Ford vehicles. Go to buyfordnow.com. Pitch is inside. There's the fastball. Now, the fastball inside, and you know how hard Betances throws. I mean, that was 98. That prevents the righty hitters from leaning over the plate. And Altuve was leaning. He had to jump out of the way. That's supposed to keep you, as they say, honest. 1-1. Breaking ball is inside. The count 2-1. Here's the 2-1. And the pitch outside, 3-1.
Last time out, Betances having trouble getting his breaking pitch over. I thought Larry Ross thought he was using it too much. Came out, told him to get back to that fastball. And he even said, that was in Chicago, he even said he was doing that.
Pitch is outside. He walks Altuve. Just the second walk by Yankee pitching, and here's Correa, who has single, flied out, and homered. His homer went to right. He got an outside fastball from Montgomery and lined it into the right field seats. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. The Yanks have a 6-3 lead. And Altuve goes, breaking ball strike. No throw. I mean, Betances gives up stolen bases, so Altuve ran at the first opportunity. What it does is remove the double play. And, of course, they can get a 4th run on a base hit. And Altuve, with great speed, will score. Altuve is now 15 out of 18 on the base paths. Now, you could say if Betances doesn't want him to steal, he shouldn't have walked him, but obviously he didn't want to. There'll be an 0-1 to Correa. And there he goes to third, and the pitch, a breaking ball strike.
And he wasn't even running hard, just ran to third base. Altuve just never stopped. He just started running. Never stopped, didn't even run hard.
Isn't that funny? You know, they used to call it in the old days when you'd walk a speedster and he'd steal second. They used to call it a walking double. I mean, that's a walking triple. I mean, he walked and he just stole second and third without a throw. Without a throw. Think of that. So now, an out, a ground ball will score the run. The 0-2 is foul, first base side out of play. The Yankees play the infield back. They can't give up a ground ball that would squirt through and send up the tying run, so they give up the run.
That was a fastball up and in. They clocked that at 100 miles an hour. Just got a piece of it. That's how good he is. Didn't get a piece of it.
Well, here comes the 0-2. The pitch is hit deep but foul down the right field line out of play.
And again, 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He's late on it. But it's always amazing to me, John, how these guys make contact.
Right, I agree. It amazes me, too. You can get the bat around that quickly. So, Altuve off third with 1 man out. Again, it'll be an 0-2 to Correa. And the pitch just missed outside, 1-2. It should bother the Yankees that a guy just stole 2 bases without a throw. And by the way, Roman did the right thing. Why throw the ball if you have no chance to get him? The only thing that can happen bad is the ball to go in the outfield. So 1-2. The breaking ball outside, 2-2. And I guarantee you this. If Correa walks, he'll steal second on the first pitch. So the count 2-2. Now, the one thing you have with Betances, with that great fastball and great hook, he gets strikeouts. He strikes out a lot of people. Now, here is the 2-2 to Correa. The pitch is hit on the ground. They got the run in. At second, Torreyes throws to first. He gave himself up to get the run in. Good for him. So they're a 2-way. It's a 4-3 ground out. It's an RBI for Correa. That is his 55th, and the Yankee lead is 6-4.
And what John said is true. He had a home run, obviously, last time out, and his job right there was to get the run in, which he did.
Boy, is that a cheap run or what?
Yep.
A walk, 2 stolen bases, and a ground ball. My goodness.
And by the way, you're right. Austin Romine did the right thing by not throwing either time.
Oh, yeah.
Only bad things can happen.
Here's Gattis. And the breaking ball is in for a strike. So the Yankees have a 6-4 lead. Now, that's okay because the Yankees have a 3-run lead. Of course, now it's 2. But think if they had a 1-run lead and you gave up a run like that. I mean, you'd go nuts.
He did sort of like in Chicago. Walking batters, hitting people.
0-1. It's hit in the air to deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Evan Gattis hit a long home run to left, and the Astros now trail 6-5.
Well, That was a fastball up and in. It was on the inner part of the plate, but it was up, and Gaddis just turned on it. Really, it was on the inside part of the plate. It's up, but it's a fastball kind of straight.
Beltran takes a pitch inside. That ball went over the high scoreboard wall, over the Crawford boxes, and up over that wall. No wonder it disappeared from view. The pitch to Beltran was low, 2-0. So Betances has given up 2 runs to the lead. For Gaddis, his 6th home run, his 32nd RBI. Larry Rothschild comes on out. So the Yankees, who had a safe 6-3 lead with their big people coming in, now it's 6-5.
And as Larry comes out to talk to Betances, this consultation at the mound is brought to you by Salino and Barnes. Call them today for free consultation at 800-888-8888. Just got to look at that fastball in inner part of the plate again. Turned on by Gaddis. Big, easy swing.
Now here's the 2-0. That's low, 3-0. Now the 3-0 is high, ball 4. Yeah, the game that Susan was talking about in Chicago, the Yankees walked 6 men and hit a batter in 2 innings. And those are the 2 big guys in their bullpen.
Well, Josh Reddick is going to run now for Beltran.
So there's the tying run. Reddick, is he running? I would think. Reddick running for Beltran. Here is Marwin Gonzalez. 2 walks by Betances in the inning. The Yankee lead has shrunk to 6-5. Reddick is the tying run, and Gonzalez is the go-ahead run. Betances throws the ball away trying to pick him off. So, the tying run moves to second.
Tries to step off, and Carter goes off the end of Carter's glove in between Carter and Reddick.
Strikeout, walk, and Altuve stole second and third, and a ground ball got him in to make it 6-4. Gaddis homered, and Beltran walked. Reddick ran for him and went to second on the E1, and the pitch to Gonzalez, a half swing on a breaking ball, and the count is 0-1. Now, a single will tie the game. A little bloop. Would you figure that with Betances coming on with a 3-run lead? Not very good for the Yanks. Not very good at all.
Well, I'll tell you what also, John, that ball should have been caught by Chris Carter. It was right off the end of his glove. He was right there.
So it'll be an 0-1 to the left-hand hitter. Switch hitter batting left. Pitch is low. Throw to third. And Reddick steals third. In baseball, like in all sports, whatever happens travels around. So they know they can run on Betances, and they do.
That's why Reddick is in. Pretty good throw by Romine, but Reddick is very fast. He was already halfway there when he threw. And goes underneath the tag of Headley. The only hope that Headley had was if Reddick overslid the base and lost contact with the bag, which he did not. And they did give the error to Carter on that throw. It was right off his glove. He's got to catch that ball.
It'll be a 1-1 to Marwin Gonzalez. Tying run now at third. And, of course, if Betances bounces his breaking ball and it goes away from Romine, Reddick will score the tying run. Now, here's the pitch. It's low. 2-1 on the left-hand hitting Gonzalez. Now here's the 2-1 from Betances. That's high 3-0. Now, if he walks Gonzalez, he will steal second, and then a base hit would put the Astros ahead. Now, I guess what Betances has to do is not walk people, because he's walked 2, and they've stolen 3 bases on him. That'll be a 3-1 to Gonzalez. He stepped out of the batter's box. The tying run is 90 feet away. And the 3-1 is a strike on the inside corner, 3-2. Gonzalez was trying to buy a walk. That's why the crowd is. Let's look at the pitch.
Well, he thought it was low. He did a little skip. He took one skip, tried to throw the bat away, and took a little skip. Came back.
So it'll be a 3-2. The tying run, Reddick, running for Beltran, leads off third. Now the right-hander deals. Low, ball 4. Third walk of the inning. That's all for Betances. He'll go to the bullpen. The batter is a right-hand hitter, Yuli Gurriel. Now remember, they have McCann and Aoki, 2 left-hand hitters on the bench. So that's all for Betances, who didn't have it today, not by a long shot.
Well, the new pitcher is Aroldis Chapman. And he'll be facing his fellow countryman, who I'm sure he knows very well, Yuli Gurriel. Yuri was a big star in Cuba, but when he was 17, he's a little older now, older than Chapman. 32. I'm sure they know each other very well.
Well, the Yankees bring in the end of the line, Aroldis Chapman. Now the left-hander will face the right-hand hitting Gurriel. First and third, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Chapman's pitch is low, 1-0. The Yankee lead, 6-3 coming in, is now 6-5. Betances had a terrible inning. He goes 2/3 of an inning. To this point, 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 3 walks. The run on a walk, 2 stolen bases and a ground ball, then the other run on the home run by Gaddis. There's the throw to first base. That'll be a 1-0 to the right-hand hitting Gurriel, who has a couple of hits today, including a home run. The pitch, there's a strike. At the knees on the outside, 1-1.
Knees on the outside at 100. Impossible pitch to hit.
Gurriel has flied out, homered, and singled. Chapman trying to get the out to get the Yankees out of the inning with the lead. The tying run is Reddick at third. The go-ahead run is Gonzalez at first. Now Chapman holds the set. And the 1-1 is low outside 2-1. As you know, Chapman throws 100, but there are times he doesn't throw strikes either. And he is behind 2-1. There's a strike on the inside corner, 2-2. Chapman has kept every pitch down. I think he's better when his fastball is up. I don't know how you get on top of it. Well, he's 2-2. Obviously, he wants to make it happen on this pitch, not go to 3-2. There'll be a 2-2 to Gurriel. Runners lead first and third, 2 out, bottom of the 8th, and Chapman deals, and it is fouled at home plate. And we take 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network. John Sterling, Susan Waldman back at Minute Maid. The Yankees clinging to a 6-5 lead, bottom of the 8th. Houston first and third, 2 out. A 2-2 to Gurriel. The pitch is low outside. 3-2. Now, a walk will load him up, and what that does, it pushes the go-ahead run to second base, where a base hit would score him. So, here comes the 3-2 from Chapman. It's grounded fair over third down the left field line. 1 run has scored. Here is Gonzalez. He rounds third. He is scoring. It is a 2-run double for Gurriel. And Houston takes a 7-6 lead.
Off his countryman, and I don't know what he was waiting for, but it just went right down the lane, but it was hit by a bullet. Chapman standing there with his hands on his hips, has no idea what happened. It's like you could see him thinking, how did he hit that? In the corner, Gardner does the best he can, but it went all the way in the corner. It was hit so hard. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. I don't know how he hit it, but right down the line and into the corner.
Here's Alex Bregman, and the pitch is a strike. Stealing third is Gurriel. Chapman, here's what Chapman did wrong. He had the pitch low. As I said, you can't hit his fastball up, but that was low, and Gurriel on the inside corner. Gurriel was able to drop the bat head on it and hit a ground ball right over the bag at third. It disappeared into the left field corner. 2 runs scored easily, and Houston has the lead. And the pitch is fouled away. And one thing, Susan, we can talk about the middle bullpen failing him. Again, Betances and Chapman have failed the Yankees, who are now down 7-6.
And that's right, and we haven't talked about that all year because first Chapman was out. Chapman has not been the same since he's come back, and we've seen Betances' troubles. So now, you put out a fire in one place in the room, and now there's a fire at the end of the bullpen.
What an inning. You come in 6-3 with Betances, you figure it's over. Far from over. And Houston has a 7-6 lead. Gurriel off at third, and the pitch is outside. Gurriel has homered, singled, and doubled. He has knocked in 3. Houston scores 4 in the inning and takes a 7-6 lead.
And they did it by preying on the weaknesses of the 2 pitchers, holding runners on particularly.
That'll be a 1-2 to Bregman. Now he throws the high fastball. 1 batter too late. He struck out Bregman with a high fastball swinging. 4 runs. on 2 hits. You know why 4 runs on 2 hits? Because Betances and Chapman walked 3 batters in the inning. Well, in the inning, 4 runs, 2 hits, 1 left. And now at the end of 8 innings of play, it's 7-6 Houston on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Right now at the Jeep Drive and Discover.
Papa John's, official pizza of the New York Yankees.
101.9 FM, WFAN, and WFAN FM, New York.
Josh Reddick goes to left field. Houston gives up the DH. Ken Giles, the closer, is on a right-hander, and Giles will bat 6th. Aaron Judge will hit for Carter, and the pitch is cut out of missed. Now here's the 0-1 to Judge. And the slider cut out of missed. 0-2. 7-6 Houston with 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th against the Yankees' 2 closers, Betances and Chapman. So it'll be an 0-2. And the pitch is popped foul down the right field line, and it is caught by Gurriel, and there is 1 away. Now 1 away, and here's Clint Frazier. And following the game, stay tuned for the Agera Energy New York Yankees postgame show. Frazier has struck out, doubled, and homered. 7-6 Houston, top of the 9th, 1 out, no one on. Frazier, a right-hand hitter, and the pitch is low, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. A high pop, same spot. Gurriel, foul territory, off first, makes the catch, and there are 2 away. Now here's Gardner. Yankees down to their final line. You know, they say that pitchers go into slumps too, and boy, Betances and Chapman are both in slumps. Gardner takes a pitch low. Gardner 1 for 3 with a walk. 7-6 Houston with 4 in the bottom of the 8th, mostly against Betances. Chapman gave up a big double though to knock in 2. There is the 1-0. And the pitch outside 2-0. Now Giles will deal 2-0. Cut out a miss, 2-1. Let's face it, if the Yankees lose the game and they're 2 strikes away from doing it, this is a terrible loss. And the Yankees deserve it. I mean, they had a 6-3 lead going to Betances in the 8th inning. That's the game you're supposed to win. Now here's a 2-1 to Gardner. Cut out and missed. On the count 2-2. Now, Gardner steps into the batter's box. It'll be a 2-2 from Ken Giles. And the right-hander deals. Breaking ball's low. And the count 3-2. Ellsberg, the hitter on deck. It'll be a 3-2 to Gardner. And the pitch is swung on and lined to left center field. Has a base hit in the alley, cut off by Reddick. Gardner starts to go to second and comes on back. The throw back to first. In time. Ball game over. Houston wins. Gardner lined a single in left center field deep. But the ball beautifully was cut off by Reddick, who came up in defense and made a great throw to Correa, who relayed it, and Gardner was out sliding in. So the play goes 7-6-3. And in the ninth inning for the Yanks, no runs, one hit, and no one left. And Houston wins the game 7-6. It's a game that the Yankees should never forget, because they blew this game. They had a 6-3 lead going to the bottom of the eighth with Betances, and he got the first man out, and then he walked Altuve. Tremendous mistake. And Altuve stole second and third. Then a ground ball got Altuve in to make it 6-4, and there are 2 outs and no one on. And you're supposed to win that game, and the Yankees didn't, and they'll remember this for a long time. Well, we'll get back with more in a moment. Final score, Houston 7, Yankees 6. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. There will be... Well, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you say things like the greatest win of the year and the worst loss of the year. So in the heat of this moment, that was the worst loss of the year. When you have a 6-3 lead in the bottom of the eighth and you turn the ball over to Betances with Chapman in back of him, you're supposed to win that game. If you lose that game, if it's a 1-run game, that's different. That was a 3-run game. And the Yankees now can collectively cry on their beer. You're supposed to win that game. And the Yankees absolutely blew that game, basically on the walks. Basically. And that set up the home run by Gattis and the 2-run double by Gurriel. Anyway, a terrible loss. I mean, I'm sorry. There's no way to sugarcoat it. There's no way to say nice things. You can say nice things about Clint Frazier. Another terrific start by Jordan Montgomery. And the Yankees blew that game, and they now trail Boston by 2. And until the Yankees start winning with regularity, that number's going to go up, because Boston doesn't lose a lot. So, terrible, terrible loss for the Yanks. As bad a loss as they've had all year. Well, the final, Houston 7, Yankees 6. Back with the totals in a moment. The WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. Well, this is taking care of business. When Chapman came on in the 8th inning, and if he had gotten that out and then pitched the 9th inning, it would have been a save opportunity, and Workman Circle Multi-Care Center sponsors that Yankee save opportunity. And for quality care close to home, choose Workman Circle Multi-Care Center. Well, here are the totals in this for the Yankees. Terrible loss. For the Astros, a very exhilarating win. For the Yanks, 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. They left 4. For Houston, 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They left 4. Betances, who had a terrible outing, loses. He's 3-3. Diane Diaz, who just got called up, wins it. He's 1-1, and Ken Giles picked up his 19th save. With the loss, the Yankees are 43-36. With the win, the Astros are 55-27. The game took 3 hours and 25 minutes and drew their 4th sellout of the year, 41,000 and 10. And once again, the final score, Houston with 4 in the 8th defeats the Yankees 7-6. New York Yankees baseball is a production of Sports Radio 101.9 FM and Sports Radio Work.
Intel processor-based 2-in-1 New York Lottery, Land 32, and Let the Good Times Roll. Stay tuned for the Yankees postgame show on the WFAN Yankees Radio Network.